Hey everyone, this is our 2013 150 Prado GX. It's a GX, that's right. Keep it simple, people. It's in layup at the moment, but of course we want to drive it at least every now and then as much as possible and stay on top of the maintenance. So, maintenance program for vehicles less driven. We've recently done the power steering flush because that looked really terribly dark stained. If you follow the videos, you'll know what we've done. I'm looking at this brake fluid going, that looks dark too, but it could be just the plastic aging. Same as these tanks go a bit dark, but you can see the coolant, pretty good condition. What's going to happen today is an oil change. We're going to have a quick look at the condition of the oil and the dipstick at the moment, and let's do that. Let's get it out right as we speak and have a look what it looks like. And you go, what are you changing that oil for? There's nothing wrong with that. Look at it, you can't even see any black on it. Why is it so clean? Mine's not that clean. Someone said hold it still. You can see the color of the oil. It's in really good condition still, right? Almost a waste of time. But I want to do it at least once a year, even though it's clean, hasn't done the kilometers. We've got a few cars not doing the kilometers, maybe 5,000 a year. This has probably done 5,000 Ks, this oil. I'm not going to do it 5,000 or 6 months. I'm going to do it once a year until we're doing over 5 or 10,000 kilometers a year. I'll even leave it there a year if it's done 10,000. With these diesel engines, this oil's that good. It's just like it's sitting in the bottle when it's sitting in the engine. If you've got your injectors done, it's running clean, your EGR and everything. Your EGR is the problem. If the EGR is not putting any soot into the oil, it stays clean like this, which is why I wanted to show you that. Bloody beautiful. So sometimes the EGR system's broken, things get jammed up and they're not working right, and the EGR doesn't flow properly. Might need some work to fix it up. Might be just don't worry about it, it's all good. Some people have got the 7mm plate. A lot of people turn them off 0%, each to their own. But the point is, on these diesel engines, they run that clean when the injectors and everything's, the maintenance, following my maintenance program's done right. The oil stays clean. It's not like a petrol engine that's really getting contaminated, and you still need a petrol engine. I highly recommend, I cannot reiterate enough, that every 5,000 kilometers or 6 months, absolute look, you know, you can stretch the 5,000 a bit if you're doing high kilometers. Say you're doing 10,000 Ks in 2 or 3 months, then just do it every 10,000. But when I was younger, I had a WRX and I did the oil every 5,000 Ks with Mobil 1. And at only 190,000 kilometers, the big end bearings were gone. There was metal filings in the oil, tap, tap, tap. It was an engine rebuild at 190,000 kilometers. The car was only about 2.5 years old from memory. Used to do a lot of Ks back then. Yeah, you know, it got worked. It's just 4 little big ends, that's the thing, right? So I cannot, and the cleanliness inside the engine with using oil change on the petrol engines every 5,000 Ks. The old diesels, like the 1KZ, again, you've got to do it every 5,000 Ks. Do it every 3 months even. It's disgusting what happens in those dirty old engines. These common rails, they're really clean. The injectors are not messing up the oil. It's the EGR system that messes up the oil. If you haven't got the soot loading in the oil, it's just like the oil sitting in the container over there, right? Unless you've done something to it, like really cooked it or conditions and whatever. But for me, whether it's the tractor, the Hilux, the ute, the 1KD that's sitting there, or the ones that getting driven, whatever's happening, oil once a year. It's maintenance every winter. Bada bing, all the oils get done. That's what's happening now. All right, the bash plates on this were looking pretty average when I got my hands on it. So, oh, there's a bit of coolant there. See, this is why you do services, people. This one could be interesting. Who has ever seen coolant underneath the bottom of a 1KD? That is unbelievable, right? What is going on there? Okay, so this is going to get interesting now. Coolant. So we'll get this plate off, see what's going on. We're doing an oil change. We've got to focus on that. I'd say the water pump's leaking. I'll have a story for you on that one, because it didn't get a BFE job, did it? No, didn't get a BFE. It didn't get a BFE. So I'm going to just start plucking guessing that the water pump is the thing that's leaking. It's going to be hard. It's always quite often hard to see, especially from here. I can't see any evidence really. I have to get my head up there with a light, but yeah, I'll say the water pump's probably what's leaking. And cars sitting around can cause problems as well. And this one has been sitting a bit. Doesn't get driven enough. It's, like I said, it's in layup at the moment, waiting for the other piddly little 2755cc. When I decide to get rid of it, after all the work setting it up, I want to get a bit more time out of it. Otherwise, I'm ready to get rid of it. Beautiful car, but you know, that engine's not my cup of tea, especially long term. So I'll get this plate off. This is the K-on gear that got put on in anticipation of what's going to happen over the coming years. So this hasn't been hit, it's brand new. I wasn't sure how these are going to go. So I've taken the bolt out and just trying to work out how I'm meant to get that out, because it's certainly not something that seems to be coming out easily. Maybe I'm going to get a screwdriver and lever it to pop it out. Okay, big screwdriver, bit of banging around, and it came off. And I mean, the access is really good. That's an improvement. I'm just concerned once that gets knocked around by rocks and stuff, how easy or hard it's going to be to get off. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes, right? I thought I'd quickly show you how clean is the condition oil. See where you can see the light through the oil there? Gives you an idea. Once it slows down, I mean, when you haven't got the light, it's going to look like that. So it is, you know, it's got soot loading in it, and it's going to be hard for you to tell. But when it comes out fast, hot, you know, when it's wide and fanned out on an angle, that's when you can really see and do your own oil analysis. Anyway, let's keep having a bit of a look. 150 fuel hose, don't worry about it until further notice. So I could do with a bit more of a clean up. It's not too bad. It's had lubrication, so that's cool. All right, so we're just doing an oil change. It's still draining away. Have a good look at that oil pickup, people. Just have a good look, right? Oh, you see a bit of silicon there or something? Don't worry about that. We're looking for black carbon, not stuff from when the engine was built or when the engine was worked on since with injector replacement jobs or other works. All right, cool. Well, once this is finished draining, always remember, 34 Newton meters is the torque spec for that. You can use a new washer if it looks average. Got plenty of genuine ones here in stock, so if you come and see me for any parts or whatever, just remember to ask for your free sump plug washers and I'll give you a handful. All right, yeah, coolant. We've got to find this coolant leak, don't we? All right, so I've had a quick look around. It's only taken a few seconds to find it. It looks like coolant's coming off the thermostat housing, right? So it's a bit difficult for you to see. And of course I need to look upstairs as well to have a look, but I'm going to get a few different angles and try and see what we can see and what I can show you. See, there's a bit of red up there. See that? How's that for camera work, mate? Hit the like button for the camera work. Anyway, where else can I see it? You can see the coolant stains at the back of the sump directly underneath that area. This is how you find leaks, people. Oil leaks, coolant leaks, whatever the case. And this is rare. This would only happen on one of our vehicles so that I can show you. Because this, I don't think I've ever, I'm sure it's happened once or twice and maybe I don't remember, but, or maybe it's happened once or twice, but basically this doesn't happen. So we trace it back to where the source of the leak is, and the only thing really up there, I've recently been talking about the hoses on the turbo. So let's drop the vehicle down and have a look under there. Sump plugs in, it's all cleaned up, torqued up, just got to put the cover on. We'll drop it down and we'll just get up there and put the oil in and find out what this coolant leak is once and for all. Okay, so the car's on the ground, the oil's in. Now, how do we know the oil's in? Because the cap's on and the dipstick's pushed in. We always have the dipstick pulled out a little bit, so it's there like an obvious sign sticking up, not taken all the way, just pulled out a few inches, and the cap is off the car. As soon as the oil goes in, cap goes on. Check the oil level to confirm what you've poured in is correct, roughly 7 litres, thereabouts, whatever, and then you can put it in, then you go, yep, the oil's in. That's how we roll. Now, coolant leaks. You can see clearly the water pump most likely not leaking because the timing cover's clear, there's not stains on the belt, all that sort of thing. Now, I say the thermostat housing, it's quite difficult to get to see what's going on, but that's what I think's leaking at the O-ring around the thermostat, but there is a few more hoses up around there around the turbo. Example being, see that one, it's going to be hard to get me to focus. Again, you have to hit the like button again for the camera work if I can get it to work, but see there's that hose down there. See that hose with the clamp on it in the middle of the picture, right? Where does that come off? It comes off the head, right? Off the block, sorry, off the side of the block there. There's that hose and a couple other hoses around there that go to the turbo, which I do try and keep those in stock in case one day we do find them leaking because I'm suspicious. But if you have a look down here, see if I can somehow get some light and get it to focus. Difficult, once again, very difficult, right? But we might get lucky. Anyway, it is looking very much like, wouldn't you agree, the housing, thermostat housing gasket O-ring for the thermostat. So no, I wouldn't get a new thermostat, just the O-ring. We've got them in stock, just like those hoses. You can see some of the other hoses. Doesn't look like they're leaking, but to be 100% sure, I hope you can understand. I really need to pull it apart. We need to get the air box out, this intake pipe out of the way, get the aircon compressor out of the way, all the sorts of things that have to happen anyway. It's good. It's another opportunity to get rid of the coolant, put fresh stuff in there. I love changing coolant every year or two on these older cars. Like the engine oil, the coolant is the lifeblood, not for the lubrication, but for the prevention of corrosion and to keep it clear, flowing, cooling, 100% capacity, keep it cool, right? So look after the thing. So not at the moment, it's not urgent. It's going to get a wash down because I just gave it a quick oil change, quick wash. Car needs a wash. And we'll wrap this one up, and there'll be another video at a later date when we pull this apart and have a look and confirm exactly what's leaking, show you the components and the part numbers, how to fix it. That was meant to be a quick oil change, but we found something else. Thanks for watching. Like I said, subscribe, turn the bell on if you don't want to miss the stuff, and hit the like button, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.